Magic Overtime with Dante Galante is brought to you by Tobacco Free Florida.
Kick it. From our Magic Studios in Orlando, Florida, this is Magic Overtime with Dante and Galante.
And welcome to Magic Overtime with Dante and Galante, joining you here in our Orlando Magic Studios. I'm Dante, this is Galante, and we are pleased to be joined by Orlando Magic point guard Jameer Nelson. Jameer, you've been on the internet show. What do you think of the new set and your picture right behind you?
You're that bored already?
He's not even going to do the show, is he?
You're just going to sit there on your T-Mobile the whole time, aren't you? You're not even going to talk to us.
All right, well, until Jameer gets ready, let's go to Mad Dog. Mad Dog, it's a day after Christmas. How were your holidays?
Well, guys, my holidays were excellent. My Christmas day was great. And I'll tell you what, I made out like a bandit. First, I got this Dwight Howard Superman t-shirt at the Christmas Day game. Then I got home, looked under the Christmas tree, all this great stuff just for me. First, this Dunkin' Donuts hat. Then I got 2 gift cards, one from Publix, one from Subway. And then to top them all off, a bag of Colombian coffee from Starbucks. Guys, overall, an outstanding Christmas.
That's excellent, Mad Dog. Happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays to you guys, too.
Well, Jameer, first of all, congratulations on winning Eastern Conference Player of the Week. I know that was a big honor. That's something that George and I will never win for a show. No. That's for sure.
Well, you know, it's a great accomplishment. I think it's good for the team. It's not just an individual accomplishment. I think when you win basketball games, good things happen to you as a team, and it happens to somebody on the team as an individual. And I was just fortunate enough to be on the receiving end of the Player of the Week.
Now, you're talking about your teammates. Talk about the chemistry that you guys have. You guys definitely have something special that not a lot of teams, I don't think, have between the group.
Well, we definitely have a bond, 1 through 15, and any given night, on the road, you can go out to dinner with anybody on the team. It's not like we have different cliques and loners out there like yourself on the road.
Right.
But
thanks for inviting me, by the way.
Yeah, no, you're not part of the team.
I appreciate it.
You're part of the organization, not the team.
I see the way it works.
But anyway, no, we have a lot of guys on the team who really care about one another and just ultimately just care about winning.
And piggybacking on that, you and Dwight have formed quite a nice bond, which is kind of fun to see. And we were actually able to catch up with Dwight and some of your teammates and hear what they had to say about you. Take a look at the monitor. If we can roll the video here, dude.
Man.
Mighty Mouse. Oh, man. He's always joking, always they call us, me and him, they call us Albert and Costello. We're like the duo, the Batman and Robin or whatever, because we're always joking, we're always laughing.
Albert and Costello.
He's probably one of the biggest pranksters on the team.
Biggest instigator on the team. He'll make up a joke and say it came from somebody else.
I can't believe you let him talk.
Do it all the time.
Jameer, he kind of throws people under the bus. He'll say it about you, but he would be like, Rashard said this about you when he's the one that's actually talking about that person.
This morning, Brian Cooks walked in to breakfast, and he was like, did you hear what the Rook said about you? And I didn't know he did that. And Brian was like, what? Came over there, started stuff with me, because Jameer started that, so that was a perfect example of him being an instigator.
That's not true. You're not an instigator on this team, are you?
Me?
Yeah.
Never.
Never.
Why would I be?
That's your role. Your role is the
instigator. My role is to lead the team and go as far as we can and try to win the championship.
No, but you've got a good group of guys. You guys do have a good time, and I hear you from time to time. I know you have fun getting on these guys.
Me?
Yeah,
Not me.
I know you do.
That's the other Jameer.
That's the other.
It
Jameer.
might be my son.
In fact, one of the biggest targets, Jameer, has been Anthony Johnson. I think we can agree. Whatever that guy does makes you laugh.
Yeah, he's great. He's great to have on the team. He brings us jokes. He brings the jokes out of us. Because, he's always joking, so he brings it upon himself to get jokes, brought to him.
Yeah, and he kind of agreed. We caught up with AJ. Roll a video, Anthony Johnson.
Just the old man jokes, the jokes about, my clothing and my style. He gives me a hard time, but, I really doesn't think he knows that I really don't care. So, but he takes free liberty to give me a hard time with with my clothing all the time. So, I basically sometimes pick out clothes just to to give him something, give him some material to laugh at. So, but it's all in good fun.
You think he picks those out to be funny, or do you think that's really what he wears?
No, some are to be funny, and some probably is what he wears.
What did you think of the 8-pocket jeans that he wore the other night?
8 pockets. It was 12 pockets. He brings out a lot of the old gear, and we make fun of him, and he gets a kick out of it. So
my favorite is when he says something like, "Well, back in the day," and then you have to remind him that we're not back in the day anymore.
Yeah, we're in the 2000s, almost in the teens now.
Right.
But it seems like AJ always gets the ball in his hands with 3 seconds left at the end of a quarter, has to fire up some sort of awkward shot, and then I always see you and Keith getting a great reaction out of that on the bench.
Keith is one of the guys. He's always joking, and he has a lot of fun no matter the situation of the game. We're always having fun together, and I mean that's the way the game should be played. We're out there to have fun to win the game, but when AJ gets the ball with 3 seconds left, we know it's going to be something crazy. We call him. Keith calls him center block feet because his feet never leaves the ground. So
now, is that you being an instigator again? You never call him cinder block feet?
No, I called him a moving statue.
Well, if you got to dish it out, to AJ, you got to be able to take it.
You got to be able to take it.
You got to be able to take it, and you can do that with the best of them. And I
take it.
Yeah, as we're about to see.
So I guess you got some. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Roll the video. Guys talking about Jahmir.
We get on him about being short. We get on him about being somewhat pigeon-toed, and how can a short guy with such a small torso have so many tattoos?
It's the first time in the NBA story that the Orlando Magic have a 4'3" point guard. He's short. That's why I tell him every day, why are you so short?
Does he come up to you and ask you that just from time to time?
Man, there's no telling what people are going to ask me from time to time. I always get the midget jokes and, ask me about my legs. How come I don't have any legs? Especially when we wear the knee pads in practice. Pitchers always tell me, midgets, you don't have no legs. And I tell him, like when he wears all black, he's walking around naked because he's all black. So
I like when Jahmir's around because at least so I can look at somebody eye to eye. No, you're not buying that?
You want me to get back on my phone?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
All right, before we go to break, Jahmir, we want to talk to you because we've talked about how much fun this team is. I mean, you guys have a tradition pretty much that you've started back in Chester, taking the team back to your hometown, getting a nice little bonding trip. And we kind of caught up with some of the guys to find out what happens on these trips and how big you are when you go back home.
He's a hometown celebrity, and not only in Chester, also in Philadelphia. So they love him, because he represents where he's from extremely well. He is what they are. He's a small town, but tough guy. So hard-working, tough guy.
President in Chester, they love him. I was up there this summer and I worked out with him. Everybody loves him there. He's probably the only person to ever make it to the NBA out of Chester. So, they show him a lot of respect and they love him.
We went to Atlantic City for a day or two, and we were just walking around all the stores when we were shopping. Everybody was like, that's Jahmir Nelson. And so he's definitely a celebrity.
Now, how come I don't get an invite to that either? Because I'm part of the organization, not part of the team?
Not the team. It's called team bonding.
Not organization
bonding. And I can't afford the organization.
That's true.
See, I pay for everything, so, I just can't afford you unless you want to go on my tax return.
No, I don't want to do that. Now, is that part of just being a leader, being the captain of the team? You feel that that's your role?
I think so. I think even though I pay for everything, the money doesn't really matter. I make enough money to obviously put out the money for it not even really bother me.
Right.
But the most important thing is that we get that bond and for guys like AJ and Courtney to come in and get that chemistry with us right away. And it's always big for new guys, but even for the older guys who've been on the team for the last 4 or 5 years, it's even good for them.
What happens on these trips? That's what we want to know. We've
heard
paintball.
Honestly, we this is a lot of guys start their workouts when they come off this trip. They start with that trip, and one of the big things that Coach backed me on was the trip last summer. He put out a memo saying the 3 things. The top 3 things for the summer, in the memo, and one of them, the number 1 thing was go to Philly with Jahmir, and
really?
We work out during the morning in a place called Summit Sports Training Center, which I work out. I've been working out there for maybe 7 or 8 years, and then we go play basketball. I have other guys in. Elton Brand came in, Kyle Lowry. We have a ton of pros in.
It's a good plug though for that.
Yeah.
For that now,
Yeah.
That's nice. You got to throw out a nice plug. That's good.
Yeah, See how I do?
So other teammates can go, but still no organizational members.
No, I'm not allowed.
No, but we do stuff like paintball, and I had a barbecue in my house last summer. Other thing, movies, bowling, and some of the things you do as adults.
All right, Jahmir, hang tight. We've got a lot more with you in the next segment. We're going to have a lot more fun. But right now, George, what do you say we give away some tickets?
That's a good idea.
All right, we got a couple of lower bowl tickets to the Orlando Magic Miami Heat game on January 2nd. Go to magicovertime.com. What do we do from there?
They just send us an email, and we're going to pick 2 people at random, and just we'll get back to them, and we'll give them tickets to January 2nd against Miami, or they can text us. They can text the word overtime to 57375. That's 57375, keyword overtime, and between the email and the text, we'll send somebody to the Magic versus the Heat on January 2nd.
All right, Mad Dog, what's coming up next?
Well, Dante, after the break, we'll take a look at another great Magic moment. We'll also bring you this week's installment of What Did Hito Just Say? And we'll get Jameer's take on our latest Would You Rather question. And Magic fans, we invite you to stay connected with the Magic everywhere you go by signing up for the Orlando Magic's new Magic Tech service, brought to you by T-Mobile. As a Magic Tech subscriber, you'll get the latest news, scores, updates, and other insider information delivered directly to your phone. And you'll also receive breaking team news, exclusive ticket offers, retail discounts, and a whole lot more. To sign up, text the word FANTASTIC to 57375 today. We'll be back in a moment.